We're paying for it. It doesn't really matter if it belongs to all the unit.
That's fine.
Just give me back my ID.
Hey, Bob, turn that off, okay?
No, I'll keep recording, thank you.
I know what the law is.
I know the law. I'm an attorney, so I would hope I know the law.
This attorney is surrounded by 3 cops planning to rip his phone and drag him to the ground, but they would end up savagely humiliated without even knowing it.
I am. I've never heard of this law that you're not allowed to record the police anymore. It must be brand new.
Okay, well, they just recently passed it, so.
On February 26, 2017, the Wilmington Police Department pulled over an Uber vehicle suspected to be carrying a drug dealer. They began searching for the passenger when the driver and attorney, Jesse Bright, started recording, something the officer, Sergeant Kenneth Becker, had a serious problem with.
Hey, Bob, turn that off, okay?
No, I'll keep recording, thank you. It's my right.
Don't record me, you got me?
I will look. You're a police officer on duty. I can record you. And if you come to this side of the vehicle, I can keep recording you.
Turn it off.
I can keep recording you.
Turn it off and take it jail.
For recording you, I'm sitting in my car holding my phone.
Record me.
What is the law? What are you arresting me for? I'm sitting here in my car. I'm just recording in case anything happens.
Since the First Amendment protects your rights to openly record law enforcement officers, the sergeant had his ego hurt and tried intimidating Jesse to prove his superiority. But Jesse would instead uncover that the sergeant was just an emotional tyrant.
Anything happens. I'm surrounded by 5 police officers.
You're being a jerk.
I'm scared right now. I'm not being a jerk. I'm recording it in case anything happens.
Well, you better hope we don't find something in your car, okay?
They're not searching my car
Well, I'm
because
going to search your car.
you're not searching my car.
72 kid, roll canine this way, please.
Bring the canines. I don't care, man.
Okay.
I know my rights.
I hope so. I know what the law is.
I know the law. I'm an attorney, so I would hope I know the law.
And an Uber driver?
And here, man.
And an Uber driver.
You want my bar card?
Immediately, the sergeant discovered he was speaking to a lawyer. He backed off and never spoke to Jesse again. He'd been caught as a fraud and made to learn to respect people's rights. But to know just how deep corruption had seeped into the department, a deputy, seeing his sergeant put in his place, would try to defend him, but would only get humiliated in return.
Sir, can you tell me what this new law is that I'm not allowed to record?
I'm sorry?
He said that there's a law I'm not allowed to record the police. I just wanted to know what that new law is.
Well, you said you were an attorney, correct?
I am. I've never heard of this law that you're not allowed to record the police anymore. It must be brand new.
Okay, well, they just recently passed it, so.
Like super recently? Seems like a strange law.
Since he looked straight at the camera while saying it, the deputy might have actually believed he was correct, and that spelled great trouble for the PD and the people of Wilmington. The officers eventually found nothing on the drug dealer suspect, but they insisted on searching Jesse's vehicle, a clear breach of his rights.
So here's your license. We're going to wait for K9 because I don't know if he might have dumped something under the seat and you don't want us to look. So we're just going to have K9 come out and smell. And if they do an indication, if not, then you'll be on your way, okay, sir?
Okay. I mean, if he threw something under the seat, it still has nothing to do with me. Like.
Okay, but it's in your car. I'm not saying it has anything to do with you, sir. I've never said that, did I?
No,
I asked you a
I feel
simple
like
question.
someone's going to be under the car and you're going to say, I'm the driver, it's my vehicle, I'm responsible.
Negative, sir. I've never said that to you.
Okay.
Okay?
Since he'd been lied to twice already, believing them would be very dumb of Jesse. The video ends there, and it isn't clear if they eventually search his vehicle, but Jesse knew what he had to do as an attorney.
He's willing to just directly lie to me and tell me, you know, this is against the law to film the police, then it worries me. You know, most people, when they're given an order by an officer, they don't know that it's an unlawful order.
Jesse went public with the footage and urged people to learn their rights. And within a month of the incident, Sergeant Kenneth, who'd been with the department for 17 years, was demoted back to the role of deputy and hit with a 5% pay cut. Jesse might have wanted a heavier punishment for the officer, but since he didn't file a lawsuit, he settled for that. However, the next lawyer was treated unjustly by officers, refused to settle, and instead let them know just how annoyed he was.
Everybody, we're paying for it. It doesn't really matter if it belongs to all the unit.
That's fine.
Just give me back my ID.
On July 10th, 2021, 2 Westerville police officers noticed a man dumping trash into the refuse bin at his business complex when they decided to approach him for the silliest reason.
Hi there.
My office is here.
Your office is here?
I own an office here.
Okay, which office is it?
The Otherwise law firm.
The what?
Here is my business card.
Okay, Suite 160. Okay.
If you need my
All right.
ID,
Huh?
I'll show you my ID.
If you don't mind, just so, yeah, if you don't mind, can we see your ID?
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Well, that is pretty cool. That's a slick business card.
Yep.
All right. I'll give it to him. You can keep doing what you're doing. We're just, again, we're kind of concerned. Yeah, seeing somebody dump a bunch of stuff there. So.
The officers weren't called there and didn't catch the man committing a crime, so getting his ID or law firm business card was a privilege to confirm he wasn't a threat, but they would misuse this privilege by running his ID through their system, something they had no legal reason to do.
No, don't run it. Don't run my card. Don't run my ID.
Huh?
Don't run my ID.
Don't run your ID?
I have no reason to.
Well, we're going to at least mark it down. We're going to take down your information.
Nope. I'm on my property, putting trash in mine.
Okay, but this is not just your property. It's several people's property.
I understand.
Okay.
But I'm not violating any law. So don't
No one said that you're violating any law.
No. Don't run my ID. I'm a lawyer. I know my rights.
Okay.
I'm not violating any law. I'm on my property. There's no suspicion. No one called anybody. So don't run my ID. I only identify myself so that this won't escalate.
That's fine, but we can still mark down who we're out with, and so that's what we're going to do.
No.
Yes.
You didn't stop me. Don't turn this into an issue.
Sir, you are turning this into an issue. We're just simply marking down who we're out with.
Yeah.
So he's just going to write it down on a piece of
Oh,
paper.
it's just your name.
Why?
Because, sir, we are out with you because we were concerned that you were illegally dumping.
But you already discovered. Do you want me to show you my office?
I understand that you're here, but I don't know if this dumpster belongs to you or somebody else in the...
Even if the lawyer wasn't an occupant of the property, the officer still had no right to stop him from throwing dirt, unless the property manager called them there. The officers clearly singled out the lawyer to bully him into doing something that would give them a reason to arrest him. But he was smart enough to remain cool and stand for his rights.
That's fine.
Just give me back my ID. Thank you. Thank
Hi.
you. Don't worry, everything is under control. And that's my wife.
Okay, that's
No,
fine.
I
Do you want your
understand
card back?
Yeah, I understand you came to check, but trying to run my ID to find anything, no, that's illegal.
The officer looked the lawyer up in their system and drove off after finding nothing on him. It's unclear if he chose to file a lawsuit against them, but he appeared to just want to be left alone. If you're enjoying this video, please like and subscribe.
Y'all want to arrest two lawyers for this charge? You sure you want to do this?
When a lawyer asks if you're sure you want to arrest them, you know you're in for something big, and these officers would realize the mess they had gotten themselves into.
This is definitely an unlawful arrest. But we're under arrest,
On May 11th, 2017, officers arrived at a courtyard to issue a search warrant on a male suspect. The warrant allowed the officers to search the man and his vehicle only, but they wanted something else, and that would land them in big trouble with attorney Victor Revel.
the warrants that you all have are for his person.
That's correct.
And for his vehicle.
That's correct.
So he has given the phone that's on his person.
Okay, I have video of him handing the phone to you, you handing the phone to her. It's in the satchel right now.
Yeah, you all do have that, but that is not on. When you all
no, I'm
on
not here
him
at the courthouse
to serve
with
this
Brian on
warrant,
the search
that was
warrant.
not on his person.
Okay.
So you all are not entitled to that.
Okay. Well, all right then. We'll go the other route to get that other phone.
All right, you just gotta apply.
Hey, we're standing here and we have it on video that he handed his cell phone to his attorney. So that is right here.
Well, are we being detained?
At this moment in time,
They're not denying it. We have it on video.
I'm going to detain you until we determine the next course of action. Give me
Well,
just a minute.
what I have is
Okay.
person and vehicle.
The suspect gave the officers his car key and also a phone on him, but they wanted something else. Before issuing the warrant, the officers watched as he gave 2 phones to the attorney, who placed them in his bag. And since the phone wasn't in the man's possession when the warrant was presented, the officers couldn't get it legally. So they would try to get it illegally by unlawfully arresting the suspect's lawyers.
Now, if they determine...
Okay. You both are under arrest for obstructing government operations.
Obstructing government operations.
That's correct.
This is definitely an unlawful arrest. But we're under arrest. Yeah, we're right.
I don't know what you're in trouble for. I don't understand it.
First, if you would turn around, let me make sure you don't have no weapon on you at all.
Of course not.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
It's not.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
We have it on video.
We have not broken the law. So if you're arresting us, y'all want to arrest two lawyers for this charge? You sure you
Are
want to
you
do this?
subject to the law?
I am subject to law.
Under arrest.
Okay. And this is, who are you?
I'm Sue Ashworth.
Sue Ashworth?
That's correct. And this is Brian Ratliff.
And you're arresting us under her orders?
The attorney knew just how illegal this was, and his composure matched it perfectly. He knew the best thing to do was to not argue, take it up in court, get the charges dismissed, and immediately sue the officers, the police department, and the city. But for now, he would do the job he was paid to do and watch as the officers realized their grave mistake.
Yeah, Brian. Do you know where Joe is?
As your attorney, I would advise you to keep your Fifth Amendment right to remain silent.
They've got video surveillance of them giving, or this guy, they run a search on him for his cell phones in his car to retrieve the cell phones. He gives his cell phone to the female attorneys who put it in her bag. They come out here, they determine about the search warrant and everything like that, and said, hey, we need that phone that's out of that bag up there, and the lawyers have refused to give it up. So Sue placed both the lawyers under arrest for obstructing.
She got a search warrant for that bag? What's she obstructing?
So, that's where we are, and I think they're going to hem us up to transport the lawyers to jail for them. I don't want to get involved at all.
All you do is transport.
Well, that's why I wanted to.
It wasn't all bad for the police department. Some officers realized that the arrest was unlawful, but they stayed back and did nothing as both lawyers were arrested and charged with obstructing a governmental operation and refusing to permit inspection of property. They were released after posting $3,000 bond each, but as you'd expect, they were acquitted of all charges in a trial shortly after. They both filed different lawsuits against the arresting officers and the DA, and both cases are currently undergoing court proceedings. With attorney Revel's composure, he seemed to have already won the lawsuit in his head, but he wasn't so sure the officers would get punished for their actions. And that is because of cases like the next one, where the officers physically attacked and bullied a man simply for knowing the law, only for them to get promoted in the end.
And 3 cops assaulted him and arrested him in the first place. Stop trying to ruin people's lives. You guys are scumbags for what you're doing.
And it all happened in December 2018, when officers from the Roy City Police Department, Utah, were called regarding a man holding alleged profane signs by the side of the road.
How are you? Well, I was doing just fine until just a minute ago. I've already heard you say a cuss word once. So. What do your other signs say, sir? Sir, what do your other signs say? What am I doing? Okay, can I see your other signs? No, leave my seat away. Sir, we've got a complaint of you out here holding up profanities. Okay. Okay, if you don't let me look at your sign, I'll take you in custody for disorderly conduct. I'm not being disorderly.
The First Amendment allows people to say whatever they want, as long as it doesn't incite violence. So the man named Otter was committing no crime to warrant a search of his property and couldn't possibly be charged with disorderly conduct for it. He immediately showed the officers just how dumb they were by not caving in. But with their egos hurt, they would brutally violate his rights.
Okay. I'm not going to tell you again. All right? I don't consent to any searches or seizures. Okay. This is offensive to people that are driving by and families that are driving by. Yes. Yes, it's disorderly conduct. What's the penal code? It's disorderly conduct. Can you read that to me? It's disorderly conduct. Okay. You have your ID on you? No. Okay. Now you're failing the ID. I don't have my ID. Put your hands right here. Roll over.
In under a minute, the lead officer, Sergeant Dial, punched the card off his arm, and Deputy Keith Short turned Otter's camera away to hide his superior's illegal actions. After admitting not to have an ID, the officers moved to arrest Otter for failure to ID. These were all very illegal actions by the officers, but Otter chose not to resist arrest or violate his own rights by slumping to the ground.
Since he's failing the ID, take him to jail for disorderly conduct. When we're here answering a complaint and you refuse to identify yourself, that is a crime. When you're displaying these signs and people are calling because it's offensive to them, that is another crime. So yes, you have committed a crime. You've committed 2. You didn't warn me. We don't have to warn you. Ignorance of the law. I asked you politely to see your signs, and you said no.
Consent to any searches or seizures of my property or my person.
If anyone was ignorant of the law, it was the officers, but this didn't stop them from taking Otter to jail. And since they had no probable cause to charge him with resisting arrest, obscene language, or disorderly conduct, they charged him instead with interfering. As expected, the charge was quickly dismissed, and Otter filed a lawsuit against the officers for violation of his First Amendment rights and malicious prosecution, which eventually settled for nearly $25,000. However, Otter couldn't get everything he wanted, as the officers weren't punished, but instead, Sergeant Dial, the officer who flicked the card off his hand, was promoted to the role of a lieutenant shortly after. This was very shocking for Otter, but he eventually accepted it as just another play by corrupt cops. But this lawyer could not accept the cops' attempt to search his vehicle after pulling him over for a completely unrelated reason.
Okay, the reason I pulled you, you can't have white light emitting back.
What do you mean?
Your tag lights, they're supposed to illuminate your tag. Those two white lights, all they're doing is shooting straight back. You can't have any white light limiting them back. So then that also doesn't illuminate your tag. And on top of that, you got a border around your tag that blocks the county that you live in. You can't have that on your tag.
Are you talking about the one that the car dealership was at, the black one?
That silver one that goes around your tag? Yeah, you can't have that. You got your license, brother?
Of course.
Vehicle registered to you?
Of course.
While unheard of by most people, it is illegal in the US to turn on white lights on your car facing rearwards while driving down the road. But since the obstruction didn't cover the numbers on his license, there was no crime committed there. And the officer's reason for the stop became even more suspicious when he asked this highly unexpected question.
Okay. Are you concealed weapons holder? Any weapons in the vehicle I need to be aware of? Nope, nothing illegal in the car. All right, so after I'm done, if I ask to search the vehicle to verify what you're saying is true, you don't mind?
I do mind, but only because I'm a lawyer.
Okay. So you know what consented? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
So you have nothing in the vehicle?
I have absolutely nothing in the vehicle.
Okay. And you don't mind confirming that by allowing us to look and make sure there's nothing in the vehicle? As you can imagine, we hear no all the time as they have nothing and we find stuff.
I'd rather not search my car.
Okay. Cool.
The officer claimed to have stopped the lawyer for improper lights and license obstruction, but was asking to search his vehicle. There was no possible link between the two, bringing the officer's true intentions into question. He obviously turned the request down, and there was nothing the officer could do about it except embarrassingly hand him his papers and send him on his way.